Hey folks, it's Tim here from Rockout Videography again. Today we're taking another break from reviewing gear so that I can share some information about learning to play guitar. This stuff was recently shared with me by my close friend Jimmy Durden, who, unlike me, is actually an amazing musician. It's really applicable to learning to play any instrument. I'm going to explain who Jimmy Durden is, share his thoughts on learning to play guitar, and add a few thoughts of my own at the end. Stick around. So, who is Jimmy and why should you care about what he has to say? I met Jimmy in 2014. He discovered that I played bass and invited me to come down to an open mic jam session where he was a member of the house band. This led to me playing every Sunday night at the jam and getting to play with people that I had absolutely no business being on stage with. That led to the BURNLACKERS reunion show in July of 2014, which led to us getting back together as a band permanently. Jimmy and I have been continuing to play together on and off throughout the years, and he's a regular at the Friday night jam sessions we host here at the house. To say that Jimmy has been a major influence on my musical life would be an enormous understatement. He's an incredible guitar player and human jukebox that can play just about anything well and is really proficient at improvising guitar solos. So here's what he has to say. People frequently comment to me about how much my musicianship has improved since I first started going to the jams, or they ask me, how did you get so good so fast? I've been working on this writing for a while, but I think now is the right time to share it. I've been carefully studying the guitar in detail for several years. Here are some of the things that have helped me the most. You may find them useful or maybe not. You can let me know later. When I began going to open jam sessions, I was pretty awful. I'm still not satisfied with my playing, and no one should ever be if they want to continue to progress, but I have improved vastly. My New Year's resolution for 2011 was to become a better guitar player. My ultimate goal was to be able to show up in an open mic night and play without embarrassing myself. Number one, get a good teacher. When I say that, I don't mean get a teacher that plays well. I mean get a teacher that teaches well. Wherever you go, get a good teacher. If you want to be truly good, you have to study some theory. You have to understand chords, how they are constructed, how they go together, and the scales that go with them. There is no way around this. You don't have to study everything at once. Just do a little bit every week. It's like learning a foreign language. You have to work on your vocabulary before you're going to be able to speak fluently. Unfortunately, there are no shortcuts for this. A good teacher will insist you learn theory. Thank you, Mario Zelaya, for insisting I learn intervals. If you say, I want to learn to play Stairway to Heaven, the teacher will say, okay, I will teach you that, but first we will work on the major scale for a few minutes. Then we'll move on to that song you want to learn. 2, go out and see live music, go to jams, and play with musicians who are better than you. Watch and listen. Hearing is not the same as listening. Number 3, practice. Don't practice for 10 hours on Saturday. Practice a short time every day. Even if it's only 15 minutes. Jams are a great way to learn, but you can't build new chops at a jam. The jam is the place to try out your chops in an ensemble. If you only ever go to jams or gig, you aren't going to learn very much that is new. 4, pick one instrument and stick with it. If you constantly switch instruments, you constantly have to readjust. Stick with the same instrument until you know every inch of it, all its sweet spots. A guitar is like a person. They're all different and they all have to be touched in slightly different ways if you want to get a good response. Number 5, record yourself on video and play it back. Take note of what works and what doesn't. If you want a gig, this is also a good way to develop your stage presence. Also, save the videos. It's fun to go back later and see how far you've progressed. 6, slow it down. This may seem super obvious, but like everything, the most detrimental thing you can do while learning is trying to do something too fast, too soon. I made this mistake for years. If you can't play it without airs, slow it down until you can. Even if it takes you a minute to pick out a note, take the time and get it right. Speed will come with perfect repetition. 7, last but not least, don't half-ass it. If you're going to do something, use your whole ass. My biggest regret is not sticking with the few lessons I took early on. I should have taken the instrument more seriously from the start. That's all really good advice. One of the things I've noticed over the last 40 years or so is that most people who start out trying to learn an instrument give up after a very short time. I call it getting over the hump because the first few months are definitely the hardest. At first, you will be spending time just trying to learn how to get a clear note out of your instrument. Then, you're going to be trying to learn scales and chords. It's going to be a while before you're actually able to play a song. And it's going to take even longer before you can play with other people. I see this with some of the kids who come over here on Friday nights. Some of them have taken it seriously and are practicing and improving. Others have given up because they just don't have either the discipline or the motivation to keep practicing and improving. Now, if you can't afford lessons or just don't have anywhere to go, there are a lot of great channels here on YouTube that you can use to learn. It's not as good as having feedback from a good teacher, but it's a resource that didn't exist when I was first learning in the 1980s. I'm not going to mention any channels by name because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I know of a few, but I'm sure there are a bunch of really good ones that I haven't heard of. The bottom line is that there is no shortcut. You have to put in the time and practice if you want to get better and actually learn to play. One of the things I do is keep a log of my practice sessions and note how well or badly I did with each song. One of my goals after playing bass for so many years is to finally get good at playing guitar. This advice from Jimmy should be really useful. I hope you found this information useful. Let us know in the comments if you have any advice to share with the other viewers on learning to play. You can also give us your recommendations for good YouTube channels that teach guitar, bass, or other instruments. If you don't mind, subscribe and hit the like button for us and the other channels that you watch. It makes a huge difference to the algorithm when you do this for the creators on YouTube. We also have a bunch of nerdy t-shirts themed around music, sci-fi, and fantasy available in our merch shop. Until next time, have a great day.